Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I am going to show you how much $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 60-year-old male is going to cost. Now, first thing you need to know is you can go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we've got these quoters on just about every page, and you can fill this out and check out any coverage amount you want, any state you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states. But I would also encourage you to, in the comments section on YouTube here, underneath this video, I'm going to have a link. It's funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And we'll have a special quoter there where you can access discounts and get the lowest pricing. So also, if you want, give us a call, 888-862-9456. We're licensed in all 50 states. Happy to help you just over the telephone too. Now, first thing we want to know about getting $25,000 worth of life insurance for a 60-year-old male is that going to be enough insurance for what you really want? Well, most of the time people are wanting insurance coverage to cover either a burial or cremation. And certainly $25,000 is more than enough to take care of cremation or actually a burial as well. But cremation specifically, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now that's if you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn, nothing fancy at all there. If you're going to have some sort of a remembrance of life or celebration of life ceremony, get together, something like that, it's probably going to cost $3,500 to $4,500. So in a lot of cases, a 60-year-old male, you could actually get by as low as $5,000 depending on what you want, but it'd probably be $5,000 to $10,000. We encourage people not to overinsure as a rule because you're 60 years old, fixed income, money gets tight later. We'd rather see you kind of get what you need right now. You can always add more coverage later if you want, but that just keeps it affordable and just not only affordable now, but all the way until you grow older and eventually do pass away. So keep that in mind. As far as a burial goes, $25,000 is more than enough as of right now for a 60-year-old male. And just keep in mind that the average cost of a burial right now is around $10,000. And that's not going to be anything fancy for $10,000. That's for darn sure. But, again, if you had a tight budget and that's all you could afford, $10,000, as long as it's first day coverage, which protects right away, is going to take care of things for right now. And keep in mind, you can always add more coverage later, but if you walk into pretty much any funeral home and with a $10,000 check, I can't imagine they won't help you with that. Why would they let that money just walk down the road to somebody else? And again, it's not going to be anything fancy, but it'll get the job done. But typically, as a rule, we'd kind of recommend somewhere between 10, 15, 20,000. That's going to kind of be that balance of affordability and a monthly premium that you'll be able to keep up with and pay forever and not be overinsured. We don't recommend you get a whole lot of extra insurance to give to family members after you're gone. We actually recommend you kind of just, the money that you would pay in the extra premium, just spend it on your family while you're alive, and you'll actually be able to leave them memories, not just a little extra money after you pass away. So keep that in mind too. But let's talk about rates here and kind of plans. Now I mentioned first day coverage. We specialize in first day coverage or benefits. We get you low cost, same day approvals, and you want first day coverage. You do not want a policy that has a 2-year waiting period, because those policies with 2-year waiting periods, they won't pay out a penny if you die of a health or medical reason in the first 2 years. Why would you do that? Would you ever buy a car that you couldn't drive for 2 years? No. Would you ever buy a house that you couldn't live in for 2 years? No. Why would you buy a policy that, God forbid, something happens sooner than you thought, wouldn't pay out a penny? That's just silliness. Now, those 2-year waiting period policies, if you die of a health or medical reason in the first 2 years, the only thing they will do is they'll return the premiums that you'd paid into the policy and a little small interest rate. But why would you do that if you can get first day coverage? Now, there is health questions that you have to qualify for first day coverage, but the underwriting is very simple, and we help people all the time with that. Kind of really the biggest ones that would cause you to not be able to get first day coverage is if you had like a terminal illness, or you had dementia, or you're undergoing dialysis, or you in a hospital or a nursing home, something like that. The other thing is, we get calls all the time saying, hey, we just had a family member pass away this last week, and they're down at the funeral home. They're dead, and they didn't have any insurance, and we don't have any money. So we need to get some of this burial insurance right away on our dead family member so that we can pay for this. And we have to let them know that, unfortunately, you can't get this insurance on somebody who's already died. It's really sad that we have to tell them that, but I guess the lesson to be learned for everybody else is get this insurance before you need it, because none of us is guaranteed another day, much less another minute. We don't know if we're going to be here another 2 minutes or 20 years, right? So let's jump around and look at some pricing. Again, you can get on our quoter and click around any state, any dollar amount, and get some quotes there. But let's take a look at one of the 2-year waiting period plans out there. Actually, we'll kind of review a couple here. But Colonial Penn's kind of one of the most popular ones. And I think Colonial Penn's done a pretty good job of convincing everybody that, there is no such thing as first day coverage. And the only thing you qualify for is a 2-year waiting period, which is nothing could be further from the truth, actually. So there's a couple different number of different companies that only offer the 2-year waiting periods. That'd be Colonial Penn with their $9.95 a month plan. Mutual of Omaha, they've got their United of Omaha plan. That's a 2-year waiting period. Gerber Life and AIG, those are 2-year waiting periods. Again, we just don't recommend those, but Colonial Penn's one of the kind of the more creative ones where they created this $9.95 a month plan. And people watch those commercials that are playing all the time on TV, and they're like just imagining that they can get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 worth of insurance for $9.95. And nothing could be further from the truth. So if you take a look at this, you got a male age 60. And what is 1 unit of coverage at $9.95? Right here, $9.95. That is only $1,167. Now, $1,167 is not enough to take care of a cremation, much less a burial. And also you got to consider the fact that this policy is not going to pay out for a full 2 years. So that $1,167 is going to pay for less than 2 years than it does right now. So why would you ever get a plan for only $9.95 when it doesn't even cover your most basic needs? So we don't recommend that. And another thing is you can't actually buy $25,000 worth of insurance through Colonial Penn because they've got this unit set up. And the older you get, the more expensive it gets. And in a lot of cases, you can't even buy up to $25,000. They're going to max out on their per unit coverage. And let's take a look at that. Let's max out. Again, male age 60 years old right here. And we're going to jump down. 15 units is the max you can buy. Let's see how much coverage that will buy with a 2-year waiting period plan. So $149.25. So basically $150 will get you $17,505. Remember, you can't with Colonial Penn with the $9.95 plan like buy $17,500. You can't buy $18,000, $20,000. They've got these kind of units that kind of make the coverage amounts end up really funny and weird. And in the end, basically, a lot of people would say the only reason they do it is so that they can advertise a plan that costs $9.95 and bring in a lot of people who are interested. But I would imagine a lot of people who, based on all the complaints online, kind of don't like the marketing on there. So, but let's take a look. So we know that you can't even get $25,000 for a 60-year-old male from Colonial Penn. Let's see what $25,000 would cost from a first day coverage insurance company. So we've got $25,000 right here. We've got a male, age 60 right here. Let's see what that is. We're going to hit the get quote button. And remember, $17,505 is, I'm just going to round the number up to $150. And if we take a look right here, again, $25,000 male, age 60, you could get $25,000 worth of first day coverage. That's what level means. Level means first day coverage over here. You could get $25,000 of first day coverage for $100.47. And Trinity Life Insurance, they're a great company. We work with them. If you want to qualify for those rates, we can certainly help. But remember, this is $100. Colonial Penn was $150 for $17,500. So it's about $7,500 less insurance, and you're paying $50 more, give or take. And you've got a 2-year waiting period where it's not going to pay out a penny in death claim if you die of a health or medical reason. So why would you ever do that? Craziness. So that's at a minimum. So that's $50 difference. So that's $600 more a year. If you're age 60 and you live to 70, that's going to be an extra $6,000. If you live another 10 years on that, that's $12,000. But why would you overpay $6,000 in the next 10 years when you could actually qualify for first day coverage and get lower pricing and keep more money in your own pocket? But let's look at a couple other insurance companies here, because I want to show you this quoter. This is the exact quoter that we use to help people with, and you'll be able to see all the different insurance companies. We think that's pretty cool. Let's take a look. Also at the bottom of this, you can now actually see what companies are not available for any number of reasons. Maybe they don't offer $25,000 worth of coverage, or they're not offered in a specific state or anything like that. But here's one. Let's take a look at Lincoln Heritage. They advertise quite a bit. Now they're a fine company. They're level first day coverage, but look at their pricing, $146. So roughly $150, about the same as Colonial Penn, right? $149.25, $146.37. Pretty darn close. Now the thing about Lincoln Heritage is they've got a program where if, when you do pass away, what they'll do is they'll call 2-3 funeral homes, shop around, kind of get the lowest pricing. But it's not a free service, and you can see that based off the pricing. That's $146 compared to first day coverage right here, right around $100 and so about $50 a month more. Again, that's $600 for a year, or $6,000 over 10 years. So think about that. If you die 10 years later and you had a Lincoln Heritage plan, and your family would feel so blessed because they saved them, maybe $500. I'm just kind of guessing at the numbers, but my point is for them to make 2 or 3 phone calls and pocket an extra $6,000 in premium, a lot of people would say that's probably not the best deal. So we would probably tend to agree. If you can get first day coverage for less, why wouldn't you do it? At Funeral Funds of America, we actually include a funeral and estate planning guide where you can just fill all that stuff out in advance. Your family will know every one of your last wishes, and they won't have to guess, and you can save like $6,000 over the next 10 years. That seems like a pretty good bargain, especially since we hand that guide out for free. Let's look at a couple other, maybe another company here. Look at one. Let's look at Lumico. We run into them once in a while. Level coverage, first day coverage, $108 versus so about $8 more, $96 a month, $960 over the next 10 years. Not a whole lot of money, but $960. Wouldn't you rather keep that in your own pocket? Especially since once you start making those payments and you qualify, you're going to make those payments the rest of your life. Why wouldn't you want to just save money every single month for the rest of your life? I don't know. Some people are odd, I guess. So keep in mind, we can help you shop for any of these companies. You get access to this quoter, and also on our website. This quoter's on just about every page, and in the comments section here on YouTube, we've got this quoter. Just go funeralfunds.com/YouTube. Also, we'll have links to our other videos for 60-year-old male for both $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and $25,000. And you can always call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. And we are licensed in all 50 states. We can help everyone. And if you just want some help, if you just want to have some questions, if you just want to look up some rates, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you out with that. And we look forward to meeting you. But until that day comes, you take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.